evening, everybody. My name is Ito, and I am happy to bring you another match of ESEA Advanced Season 32. Tonight, we are going to be seeing Afraid go up against Lavender. Now, just a little bit of a overview heading into this match. First off, you can notice that Lavender have actually won the knife round, so that's always nice. Most likely going to be starting on that CT side. And interesting things to note about both these teams. Lavender it's the exact same roster that won ESEA Open Season 32 in a pretty dominant fashion. They managed to, I believe it was a 3-1 or a 3-0 over the second highest seed, which was 46-2, a roster made up of a lot of, higher level players like ESEA Advanced. So Lavender, now that they've gotten signed to an org, don't seem to be letting off the pedal whatsoever, and they've improved to, I believe, something like a 4-2 scoreline in this season so far. But Afraid, they've struggled a little bit, and they seem to be struggling in this round as well. Benji sneaks up from behind and takes down the player over towards Banana. Push immediately begins from Afraid into the bomb site. They're going to be able to get a secure bomb plant. That's not the problem. But when these smokes dissipate, things will become very, very interesting. Afraid realize it and are desperately trying to even up this advantage, and I think this is exactly the right play for them to do, because now Lavender are just getting overwhelmed, and that retake is near perfect from Afraid. Although it was a 4 versus 5, it ended up 3 versus 0 at the end of the day, so that is a perfect start for Afraid. Exactly what you want to see. And I think that's really good, too, because, again, they knew what kind of advantage that they had heading into that post-plant scenario. They did manage to get that execute, and really Lavender were forced to play post-plant. But the fact that they just kind of grouped up all towards construction and were able to take those fights really allowed them to kind of seal the deal. If you notice, Lavender currently has 3 people sitting over by mid and apartments. Meanwhile, Benji at the top of Banana. Well, he's getting flashed out by his teammates. It's not exactly enough to net them a kill or really anything decent going for them. Lavender will drag or rotate over, and Afraid will set up for an execute of their own as well. Truck Lover. Definitely one of the players to watch. I believe he was the MVP of the Season 32 Grand Finals. Let's see if he can make any magic work with a scout. I don't exactly have high hopes for it, and nor should I, but Sun may be doing a little bit better. Gets one before he eventually falls. Same story with his teammate. And now the retake begins with Afraid now having a very heavy lead. It should be just kind of clean, done, and dusted, especially if they try to repeat that performance, that we saw on the pistol. Although it's going to be slightly bloodier with Yum being able to find one. But the spam from Swamp Farmer, our player to watch heading into this game, is just not going to be able to find anything. And it's the same story with Yum, so nice quick 2-0 now. The eco play did not exactly work out for Lavender the way they hoped, and because of that, they're going to be kind of short on money. Not even $3,000 per player, and most of them, actually all of them, I should say. Just because they really wanted to try to get those pistols on the table, and unfortunately were unable to yield the reward. So they'll be stuck with mostly default pistols, with the exception of a few upgrades in Sun and Benji. And Truck Lover. The CT seem to be opting to try to stack everyone over towards A. I have second thoughts about it, as they consider bringing it over to B instead. Afraid have gone there 2 out of 2 rounds so far, and perhaps Lavender can make something magic happen with these pistols if Afraid just walk into their stack. A quick corner peek from Benji will go ahead and alert his teammates to rotate, do a conga line over to the CT side, and Jeffrey, nice profile pick, dude. He's also going to choose to entry in an absurd shot, and also a Zeus. He can't really get that much more crazy than that. Jeffrey will also make a nice little upgrade to an AK-47, and despite the fun Zeus kill that Swamp Farmer tried out there, I don't think anything else is going to work out for Lavender, as Truck Lover will be left all by his lonesome with a P250, searching desperately for an eco kill, but I think Jeffrey will be wise to it. Smoke soon dissipating. This kind of makes the clock on his life fall inevitably, and he doesn't even get a kill on his way out. You're team ace from everybody. Almost everybody, except for Dave, got a kill in that round. Unfortunately, Jeffrey had to ruin the fun. Not too shabby of a start. Afraid Now they have to be a little bit afraid, because now a gun round is on the table from Lavender. And they'll be able to afford all the doohickeys. We see fancy nades. We see an AUG even come into play. Doesn't seem like the aggressive play towards Banana is in the works at the moment. In fact, it's rather passive indeed, but that nade is anything but aggressive and just absolutely obliterates Dare, as well as Jeffrey. And speaking of Jeffrey, he just gets domed immediately. A nice little follow-up shot from Benji. Solidifies a nice man lead for Lavender as they look to get on the board as well. Retaliation and an execute seems to be in the works over towards mid, but a flashbang will put a stop to it. Here comes all the set pieces of that push. Lavender now just need to deal with the CTs holding down Graveyard Pit, respectively. Yum pushes his luck a little bit, but eventually decides against it, moves on to site. Charlie, you're allergic to lavender? Man, that sucks, dude. My mom loves lavender. Anyway, back to B. Afraid seem to want to go. I don't really blame them. That seems to be their most comfortable site. Or perhaps they just have a good read on lavender in that kind of scenario. But quick re-smoke from the CT side wards them off for the time being. Doesn't stop Afraid, though. They'll use the last bit of their utility just to try to get past. Smoke down from Dare most likely is in the cards. On the cards. 15 seconds. Afraid leave no time to spare as they eventually push their way into the B site. But Trucklover could easily put a stop to it. Unfortunately, the M4 double shot really comes back to bite them. Luckily, Benji's trying to make up for it. Perfect spam through, gets 2. He wants to make it 3 as well, and it will have no problem. It's actually quad for the round, and it's an incredible one at that. Benji shows up in the kill feed in a monumental way. From 1 frag to 5. He cleans the round up and lets Lavender get on the board. That is how you make a name for yourself. Really clean start, and really clean ending, I should say, excuse me. I was a bit worried, just because Benji, he didn't seem to have that initial spray down on the player over at Coffin, but I guess it just kind of worked out for him because of that. CTs will finally have 1 round to call their own on the statistically favored side as well, so you're going to have to hope there's a lot more where that came from. Now is a round to really try to solidify a little bit of momentum. Because if you can do this, you can really hurt the economy of the T side for rounds to come. And that nade is just going to be icing on the cake, really is. Dare and Jeffrey, again, both tagged down to low HP. This time it's 53 and 64, but that still makes it so they can get 1-hit headshot by the FAMAS, as well as those M4s in play, so it can matter. We saw how it mattered last round where I can't exactly remember who it was. I want to say it was Trucklover holding down sight. Maybe it was Swamp. But he just hit a dink on somebody but was unable to finish a kill just because the T animation just like jerks his head back. It's really annoying actually. But Afraid will just kind of go into their old default as they end up trying to push up mid right into just a crossfire of 3 people. And I mean, nice shot from Jeffrey, but I don't really think Lavender are going to be able to, or I don't think Afraid are going to be able to pull anything out of the rest of this round, despite the heroics. Jeffrey is gone over towards tree. If Sun's not aware of it, perhaps. Okay, no, he's definitely aware of it. He's watching his back, trying to bait out a peek from Jeffrey. Bomb is planted, so Afraid will have money for the next round to come. Sun, his teammate passes, but he isn't ready for the second. Luckily, though, traded out. Refrag is no problem, and Dare will now have to do it all 1-on-3. He knows at least approximately where the first player is, but he just walks straight into the crosshairs. Yo, Booby, I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry. Chuck says, peep Jeffrey's profile pic. Dude, I know, for real. I saw that. I'm like, oh, man. I'm not sure if I'm going to get Twitch banned for this. Better players in my main match. Look, man. I have an obligation with Lavender to stream their match. Normally I would, especially if you bring out the Negev and or Double Redas again, but maybe I'll see you again soon. Smile emoji. Anyway, round number 6. All nearly evened up here. Surely this is just going to be a free round for Lavender. Again, they eat so much utility damage, and before you even see, it's already a kill to the Molotov coming through. Benji, he does have to hold down the site, but I don't really think it'll be that big of an issue. Although the P250s proved to be a little bit lethal, as they actually managed to make it even Stevens, pushing onto the site. The bomb is down. Maybe Afraid actually can surprise me here. They're set up into relatively solid post-plant positions, but this is one of the easier sites to retake in the game, it feels like, and Yum is proving exactly why. Finds the first. Jeffrey and Dare both stacked up over towards Stark right now. They actually don't check for Jeffrey. Oh, he's playing this to perfection. They thought they've cleared all the areas, but he has a nasty surprise waiting. Jeffrey, one bullet to the dome will go ahead and do it, but unfortunately that's all they'll get for the round. The defuse comes through, and it was a nice attempt, but unfortunately just was unable to pull it off at the end of the day. Lavender will even things up on Inferno. The sneaky scenario. Jeffrey, it was a good attempt, but, you know, sometimes this doesn't work out, I suppose. And good luck in your match too, by the way, Boomy. I forgot to say. Double sniper in play. Well, Afraid will also be able to buy up. I want to see if they go for any mid-aggression or banana aggression even. Tag through, and it looks like mid-aggression was in the table. Yum and Sun both find one immediately into the round. Afraid haven't exactly had a lot of map control to call their own. Finally, it's dragged just a little bit back into their favor. Oh, Dave, someone watched the new Nade King video, I can tell. Faking a backdrop. Instead goes back for seconds. Double dipping. 3-on-4. Dave, unfortunately, his shenanigans didn't work, and I think we're going to see Afraid finally try to end things at the A site for the first time in this match. They still have time to take it wherever they like. But Lavender have a pretty solid foothold in this one, and I can't see them realistically giving it up. However, a rotate coming through. You notice how Sun has pushed his way all over. Could make things a little bit dangerous for Yum. Rotation will come back over, and Yum just has to hold his fire or go huge. One of the two. There's no other option. He sprays his load, and unfortunately, that just makes things... okay, Yum just needs himself as well, and Afraid are going to be able to get onto the site. That is a strange state of affairs. Bomb is planted as well, and now the challenge is on for Lavender. Molotov comes through, but still Lavender are stuck behind this smoke. They don't expect the flanker coming up from behind, though. I think Dave actually might be watching it from an off angle with that Krieg. First frag comes through, and actually the T's are able to pick up two in the retake. Now it's down to Sun versus two. He tags Dave through, but it's not the kill finish that he needs, and because of that, the retake just falls flat on its face, and Afraid are able to make it round number 4. I didn't exactly favor them too massively, because, I mean, ESEA is one of the harder sites to retake, but I thought maybe they had a little more utility to spare. Unfortunately, it doesn't work out. Really strong post-plant positions from Afraid ends up netting them the victory. As Lavender will now struggle to put together even something impressive enough as a buy, but that's one impressive shot from Truck Lover. It takes a couple to finish off there, but it's a job well done. Now they can go home, solidifying a man advantage super early on into this round. So Afraid they still have plenty of time to try to even up this disadvantage that they're at the moment, which shouldn't be any hard feat considering they're going to be going up against pistols. But it might be just a little more difficult. Truck Lover, is he going to try to pull the Happy Deagle Ace on us here? He's found 1 kill out of 4, but will choose to go towards flower pots instead. Push. Execution. Through from the T side here. Benji actually manages to get 2. How's he not been taken care of? He's just sitting on top of the fountain and manages to stay alive for so long. Wait a second. Afraid they had so many chances, but they're all just being whittled away. It's a... How do Lavender win that? What? They invested literally, like, virtually $0 into that round, and somehow Truck Lover finds a double with a Deagle. Benji finds 2 with a USP just sitting on top of Fountain, and they just steal away that round. Unbelievable. that is one of the most... How the hell do you pull off an eco victory like that? That is not something you would most likely ever see. Nor should you ever. But it's a job well done, and they'll get rewarded in kind here. Lavender now have plenty of money to speak of, and will choose to try to buy up some healthy artillery around it. Aggressive peek from Dave, get some free kill. So finally, Afraid are striking back in this one. This time with Deagles of their own. They've already gone off to the same start that we saw Lavender initially put up. Smoke towards Balk. And push towards B on the cards. And oh my lord, I'm getting deja vu. Are we seriously going to see back-to-back eco rounds? The bomb is planted, so I mean, the seeds are sown, really. Now it's just all about how they play these post plants, and Afraid have really done it so well. I don't see them struggling with this one. 2 players down, Banana as well. Lavender just keep their guns for another day. So there you have it. I mean, back-to-back eco wins from opposing teams. Something is in the water, man, wherever these players are living. Their deagle shots are just incredible. And although I thought Lavender got away with something absurd, Afraid just want to one-up them as they go flawless this time. Still, though, I feel like it was a little more insane for the side of Lavender, just because I still can't get over how Benji was just sitting on top of that fountain over at B and just somehow managed to find 2. Like, sure, he hit his shots, but at the same time, how did Afraid not immediately snuff him out? Either way, a pause is now on the cards. I would imagine in favor of Lavender, considering they do have a coach in Aiden. Quick cursory glance at the scoreboard, and you can see that Benji and Jeffrey are leading the kill, or the charge kill-wise, excuse me. Truck Lover and Fancy have both really been able to find anything to get this game going, but we're still early. I mean, this is only round 10. We're not even through the first half just yet. Still plenty of time for all of these players, really, to pull up and make some magic happen. Right now, we've seen plenty of magic with some of the eco rounds that really have just blown my mind. Both teams will be able to afford to buy. It's not going to be the prettiest in the world for Lavender, but they're going to be able to get most of the tools that they need to try to get some of the success. Lavender, after their pause, seems like their main change that they want to do is bring another person initially over towards B. Toss down a little bit of utility, but Afraid, they've adjusted. Remember, think about how early on Dare and Jeffrey were eating a ton of HE damage, and sometimes were tagged down to like 50 or 60 HP right at the beginning of the round. Something they've improved on, and now they actually have control of Banana and Truck Lovers, one being tagged down. Good adjustment from Afraid. But the mid-round enters, and Lavender have now adjusted appropriately. Flash through. Sun, although he tries to snipe through, unfortunately, he can't quite thread the needle on that shot. A boost up over at B. And I think Lavender might be able to at least halt this push for a little bit longer. If you notice, the bomb is down, still towards T-spawn at the moment, so I believe Dare is going back to retrieve that at the moment. Afraid still look for an entry in, and they're going to get one for free, but they're not ready for the second. Over towards the same area, you can never expect a double commit like that. Now push toward Arch is in the works from Afraid as they want to go for a full CT wrap. That's going to make things just incredibly difficult for Truck Lover, as he'll now basically have to take on this site 1 versus 4. Or they could just take it wherever they want. Afraid, they take their time rotating over to the B site and find 2 kills while they're at it. Now Truck Lover remains all by his lonesome. This time, it's a 1 versus 4 for reals. Fancy is even wise to his position over towards construction, and Afraid just completely obliterate Lavender. It really felt like they just had no hiccups in how they pushed. That is something you want to go back and analyze, because that was beautifully done by Afraid. It got them the round that they needed and completely shattered the money of Lavender. I'd say for rounds to come, but at least for this round and maybe even the second, assuming this one doesn't exactly go the way that they hope. No magic aggression over towards the top of Banana coming through either. You saw Truck Lover, who had the deagle before, this time can't really get anything. Benji is trying for something heroic with the Zeus. But Afraid are perfectly fine, perfectly content playing this slow. They aren't going to force the issue because they know Lavender desperately want to go for some of that aggression that netted them that round win that they basically stole away before. Benji, he's just playing with his food a little bit and about to bite down, but Jackie is able to strike first and with a second as well. That basically gifts the B's bomb site and, I mean, in all honesty, probably the round. Afraid everything seems to be going their way. Despite initial tags on Dare and Jackie, neither of those kills are able to be finished up, and they actually want to bring it towards A. So Afraid have walked into where the two remaining players of the CT side are, and Jackie might get caught off guard because of it. But Jeffrey, consistent as ever, has his teammates back. 2 pieces for both of them, Jackie and Jeffrey, with Dare also getting his word in. Go ahead and put the T side on 7 now, so they're starting to put together a pretty great half at the moment. At the very least, I mean, 7 rounds is plenty, I feel like. But all comes down to whether their CT side is as fit for business as their T side is. You see that Lavender have different plans this time around. Again, they're going to be going for the 3 players over towards B. It seemed to be their best bet, at least from some of the rounds that they won. It might be a good read too, considering Afraid have been very, very fond of this site, with some notable exceptions. Double nade and a flash through. Perfect pop play from Lavender, gets him a free one. Traded out though, in a moment's notice. And we're right back to an even Stevens game. Jeffrey, just toss away your AK. Pick up your fallen comrades one so it can't be yoinked away by any CTs. Seems like a push is immediately happening from the T side over towards A. They have grinded to a bit of a halt, but that's where the initial aggression is going to be at the very least. Smokes up and a rotate on through is surely going to be coming from Truck Lover any moment now. But Afraid are being awfully secure with how they're pushing this, but they jump check behind the smoke, and because of that, Truck Lover and Swamp Farmer, they farmed the kills, and Afraid, that was looking so good with how, I mean, what's the word? With just how delicate they're being about pushing that site, but they just did not check for that close library corner. It's going to be an easy double spray down, plus everybody getting in on the action. Really, that rotate was perfect from Truck Lover. He also picks up a double. That's why I said never to count anybody out, because Lavender can easily strike back and make this one hell of a game. Double snipers in play from Afraid this time around. Another adjustment that we're seeing from the T side. Lavender, you know how they also have only kept 2 players over at B, so it looks like they have at least some read on what Afraid are trying to do here. Doesn't seem to be their default by any stretch of the imagination. Truck Lover now effectively playing Rotator. Smoke goes down towards CT. Benji tosses out his retake grenades just to ward off the inevitable T push as we come to a standstill. Oh, Truck Lover. He somehow wins that spam duel through the smoke, and that kind of throws a wrench in the plans of Afraid, doesn't it? It's a dangerous game to play, but it's one that Jeffrey has been winning for most of the time. He's 13-7, top fragging in the server. Guess I can't really blame him for going for something risky. That risk-reward play. But the times it's being grinded down, and the T's only have banana control to show for it as well. Lavender, they could be theoretically almost anywhere except banana right now. Down mid, alt mid, they wouldn't know because Afraid just are not present. However, even banana isn't safe. Sun flashed through by his teammate Truck Lover. We'll find one. Traded out immediately, sure, but now the time is on. Afraid need to push into the site, and Truck Lover has absolutely no intention of letting this happen. Benji's also holding down second oranges as well, and the frags are perfect from Dave, though. Maybe Afraid do have a little bit of a shot at this one here. The bomb is down, and because of that, the task is impossible, but, I mean, it's a nice couple of kills at the end of the day. Don't get me wrong, Dave, but Unfortunately, it's all for naught. Lavender get themselves up on 6 and are starting to come back a little bit. This should be a free round given to Afraid, or given to Lavender, excuse me, just because they're going to be having to go up against pistols. Aggression down mid now in the works. Yum just might have the frag clip of his life. He finds 3, no problem, and it's cleanup duty. One player dropped. Lavender struggle not at all. they don't struggle. It's just a clean sweep for them. Minus Yum, but even he got 3 before he fell. Can't get much quicker than that. Lavender just wanted to make them meet a swift demise. Yep, I'm fumbling over my words a lot. That is always fun. 4 players, excuse me. Now playing B from Lavender. A read of some sort. Definitely expecting something a little more aggressive from Afraid, considering, I mean, really, that B bomb site has been their home, their comfortable territory, their stomping grounds, whatever you want to say here. They're still stretching for it. Jeffrey ends up roasting because of it. 4 on 4. This does favor Afraid, just when you look at statistics. Also, if you take a gander at map control, Lavender haven't exactly seized much of it. They're perfectly content playing sites. No aggression even towards apps at the moment. So maybe Lavender do have a challenge awaiting them. Rotates will come through. Swamp Farmer holding behind Triple at the moment will eventually fall alongside his teammate. So the site will be taken. And again, Afraid just make it their home. They really, like, B site has been so great for them. Every single time that the T's want to take it, they've practically been given it. Crossfires be damned. Lavender are still unable to put it together, but they're going to be forced to go for this retake here. 1 kit to show. And Sunsun will just be waiting for the smoke to dissipate before his teammate eventually has to hold the line and make something miraculous happen. But there's not much time left to spare. They're going to have to move quick. And surprisingly, a shot miss actually make this a little bit possible. But the time is ticking, and the round is done. Yum, unfortunately, is unable to allow his team to allow his team to take the lead. But still, 8-7 at the half is very competitive. Not too shabby by any stretch for both sides here. This shows that we're going to be in for a close one. And that could be one hell of a second half. Just a small break before we head right back into the action. But I want to do a quick cursory glance to see who's top fragging at the moment. I believe it is going to be Jeffrey. He has been having a pretty incredible game. Let's see. Indeed, it is Jeffrey. He actually doesn't have the highest RWS, surprisingly enough. That's Dare. But Jeffrey is 14-9 with 1 assist and 83 ADR. Second highest in the server, actually. First would be Truck Lover. I didn't even realize Truck Lover was going that massive, but he is at nearly 120. So Truck Lover definitely also loves to get a lot of kills on the board and a lot of ADR. Now, right into the second half we go. Nearly no break. It's competitive at the half, but Afraid just barely inched them out. Moving on to the statistically favored side. You have to hope that they're going to be able to hold the line as well as they push it. That proves to be a harder task than some people might realize. It looks like on the books right now, you're going to be seeing Jeffrey go for an aggressive peek behind this flashbang. Lavender, 2 people stacked on top of each other's head. Might be a nasty surprise for Jeffrey to discover. Second time's a charm on that half-wall jump as well. But Lavender can easily just take this slow. We have plenty of time to spare. It seems like they're slowly starting to push their way over towards B, though. And Jeffrey, sitting on top of the half-wall, eats a bit of spam damage. Also, trades a little bit as well, but it does favor Afraid early on in this round here. Just because Lavender are now hurting a little bit. They're bleeding internally. In fact, it's going to be even worse for them. Afraid. All the advantages that they had just completely get whittled away. And Fancy holding down the line over at the Cubby position is only able to be a kind of one-and-done hero. Same story for Dare. He gets one. But now the push is done for Lavender. They've gotten the bomb down, and now they're in a very comfortable position to sit down and wait for the time to tick down. Retake will have to begin, but no kits are in play at the moment. The only one that they bought on Dave has been dropped, and because of this, they're just not able to make anything work. They try to force the issue, but Truck Lover just is not scared. Incredible double from him at the end of it. You always gotta wish you were watching him, but you can even tell he was a little proud of it. He's been absolutely popping off all game. Maybe it's just time to keep the POV on him, because Afraid only will have pistols, and this should just be, you know, a day at the shooting range for him. Speaking of Afraid, though, you see that they've sacked 5 over at B. Going for something a little alternative. Not the most uncommon thing to see from the CT side, don't get me wrong. But the fact that they're actually pushing this instead of just stacking the site all by itself is a bit surprising. Fancy has a flash ready over by Coffin. Oh, Lavender prod over at B. He might be in for something a little bit scary here. Yum actually chimes in with one and a second. A MAC-10 is dropped, but so are 3 players of Afraid. And now they have to be, well, Afraid. Not the cleanest spray in the world from Truck Lover, but it doesn't matter when the rest of your team is perfectly there to clean up your slack. Lavender improved to 9 as they win the pistol and the follow-up, no problem. But here comes the first big pitfall that the T-side can take on. Guns are now in the hands of Afraid. And we saw how lethal they can be on the T-side. Let's see how they fare on the defensive side of the equation now. No early banana control from the CTs. Nor are they even trying to go for it like we saw in that pistol. Swamp Farmer, I feel like he is Mr. Smoke Grenade over at mid. I don't know why, but I think he did. Either way. They're the ones playing in the ESEA Advanced, not me. I'm just a pleb caster, right? Lavender are playing it slow for the most part. I have taken top banana again. I think I mentioned it before, but I did see an interview with Kerrigan recently where he said banana is the most important part of the map Inferno, which is why I just constantly, I constantly feel the need to just keep an eye on it, since it can really make or break rounds for either team here. This is no exception. Truck will hold his ground. All the rest of his teammates seem to be wanting to move elsewhere. Bomb down alt mid at the moment. Soon to be retrieved by, it looks like Sun. Push towards A, perhaps. Truck Lover now starting to back out slowly but surely as they slowly consolidate onto the A-bomb site. Playing contact. No reason to force the issue, especially with how passive Afraid are playing at the moment. Truck Lover falls, and now this will be end possibly for Lavender. I thought they were going to be able to find that initial kill, but it just seems to be all Afraid all the way, as they're not going to be able to lose a single player in it. Or rather, Lavender aren't going to be able to find a single player, I should say. I thought that was going to be a little more destructive. But Afraid are never afraid to blow my mind, apparently, as they really just clean up Lavender, no problem. Hey, what's up, Nubich? How you doing? Good one today? Ooh, okay, we'll give it a gander. Thank you, thank you. Another thing I want to keep an eye on is Lavender on this round. We saw how lethal their ecos can be. In fact, I would argue that they're even more scary than their gun rounds. Swamp Farmer is so aggressive looking for these deagles. He's already made his way to Boiler. Like, I mean, just look how passive in comparison Afraid are playing this. They're perfectly fine playing sites, and they're not trying to go and hold mid or anything crazy like that. But the patience seems to be working wonders for them. It's a virtue, as they just now start using some of those nades that they've spent all of their well-earned money on. Bomb is down, but Lavender are still trying to push a bit more. Smoke comes through. Sun's on his wise to exactly where one of these players might be, and there, no problem. taken care of immediately. Jeffrey gets a nice refrag through, though. But unfortunately, the trades aren't there from there on out. And I think Lavender can officially close this chapter of the eco round plays because they aren't able to find much of anything. Although, Benji could make things a little bit interesting, especially if he got that shot off onto Jackie. Doesn't seem to be the case. And Afraid will put themselves on double digits. But still very, very close and very, very even. Considering, you know, they dropped 2 players, that does make the economy a little bit better for Lavender. They will be able to buy up. And if Afraid lose this round in a dominant fashion, we might not be able to see them... Or we might not see them buy up again for a good while. Talking is hard. However, at the same flip of the coin, if Lavender lose this one here, their money is going to be kind of hurting. Luckily, the T-Eco is so good. It isn't a worry most of the time, but still, they really have confidence in themselves to win this gun round. Flash through, Jeffrey doesn't want to take that fight just yet. Instead, Lavender will bring it to them, but they just siphon their way through smoke. It's 2 free ones. Dave also picks up one. No trouble at all, as they're just all getting taken care of now, really. Sun boosted up on top of the half wall, dies. And now Truck Lover. Poor little Truck Lover. 120 ADR, but unfortunately, no kills to show for it. At least this round. There's still time, though. Although it's 11 for Afraid now and should be 12 after this one. Lavender, almost nothing that they can buy up into here. Really kind of scraping the bottom of the barrel at the moment. And Charlie, what is that emote combo? I love it. Standard 3-2. And again, aggressive play from Lavender always seems to be in the cards for them whenever they're on these pistols. And how can you blame them? They're so damn good with them. If you can really kind of make Afraid shiver, shiver in their boots, shake in their boots, whatever you want to say, maybe you can net you around win. Now, keep an eye on where Sun is playing right now towards CT. See how diligently Afraid are just checking all their angles, and it's going to go ahead and do them very, very well. A triple... Well, actually not a triple. A double from Fancy and Jackie steals away the potential of a triple. And another pause is called, this time, surely in favor of Lavender now, because this is starting to get a little bit scary. If they lose this one, they won't exactly have many more rounds to play with. Maybe staring down the barrel of 13. Full loss bonus is through, so at the very least, they're going to be able to force her here on out. But they just aren't able to get anything working. Now, it's important to keep in mind, Lavender have had, again, a really good season so far. They're 4-2. Well, Afraid are, I believe, 4-4. But my lord, Afraid seem to be having their way with them at least these past couple of rounds. Sure, one of them was an eco, but even on that gun round, it was a very dominant victory from Afraid. Molly through. Jeffrey wants to peek behind it. He's been on fire this game. No pun intended. Smoke towards the bottom. Banana is through. Nice response need from Yum. Speaking of response needs, Yum will just swallow one. CCs are being very liberal with their utilities so far, and it seems to be netting them the damage that they seem to want. Yum is kind of bleeding internally now. Not off to the hottest start, Lavender. They look to change their luck. Contact play towards Boiler. Plus a little bit of spam. Swamp Farmer, re-molly through. Opper is spotted, but they aren't able to capitalize on any of these opportunities. And it's so suffocating. This map control from Afraid is really strong right now. Benji has to go through fire and flames just to make his way out of the boiler room. 45 seconds, and Lavender don't really have much to show for it. Except 2 players tagged down to about half HP. Yum even worse. They realize this. Benji will try to just hold down the line, stall at Banana perhaps. I thought it was going to be a play towards B, but maybe they're going to be going for a double back. It's the right read on the situation as well. Afraid have rotated 3 over. Jackie dies. Or excuse me, Jackie falls 1, excuse me. Now he's picked up 2. Can't quite get the 3rd though. Sun with a knife out. Trades out his teammate, but time is of the essence right now, and Lavender just too slow, unfortunately, to get to the site. Yum is forced to save his gun, and he might not even be able to do that. It's a clean double from Jackie, and he holds down the fort very well over at the A bomb site. Big props to Fancy as well. Also picked up a double, but I really feel like what secured that round for Afraid to put them on 13, I mean, was that double from Jackie. If he, I mean, first off, it was crazy that he just peeked out mid to get aggression like that. So much spunk. I don't know what, if that's the right word. Spunk makes it sound like my reaction whenever I see Jeffrey's profile pic. But no, it's just really aggressive, and I like it. Speaking of aggressive peek from Jeffrey down Banana. 51 HP and 48 on Sun. Nice response nade through, but again, it's kind of nothing for Lavender to go off of at this moment here. They're just really being suffocated by these now aggressive holds by, or now passive it seems to be, but formerly aggressive pushes from the CT, and well, Lavender will try to do them one back. Take down Jeffrey almost immediately as they try pushing into B. Warded off by Dare. As we cross the minute mark, now Afraid will have to split their defense 2-2. Or just try to gamble and keep 3 players towards one area. Either way, it's a gamble. Lavender surely are going to be able to get on double digits now. They've sown the seeds of victory. Now they just need to water them and see them grow. Fancy. Perfect spam through the hay barrel. Immediately takes down Benji. Crossfire from Dave just makes them all fall. Lavender aren't able to get up the A site without just being bogged down by Fancy and co. Fancy is just going to find a 4K because of it. Incredible round from him. Just could not take anything. Lavender, I mean, it's just by the slightest bit of aggression, it seems like they fall, and now the jig is up. There's no more rounds really for Lavender to play against. If they lose 2 more, they're out of this match. No second map, no third, no nothing. And Afraid, they got to be feeling anything but afraid. They have almost every advantage that you could hope for heading into round number, what is this, 25? Not very good at math. 24, 25? One of the two. 24. It's 24, I believe. I mean, look at all the money that they have. Seriously, even if they lose the next 3, they're still going to have enough money to buy. Like, it's looking really nice for the CT side at the moment. And it's looking especially nice for Jeffrey. 23 kills to call his own. Jackie wants to make kill 18 happen for him. An aggressive peek down mid. Doesn't quite net him it. But a quick flash through completely wards off Lavender for the time being, and a collateral comes through. Oh, it's a disaster immediately. Lavender. Oh, there was an attempt. That's for sure. There was an attempt. But a flawless one. Don't even take any damage. Almost 0 utility expended from Afraid as well. It's going to put them on 15. Oh, and it's just a nightmare now. Lavender, up against 6 match points, will have to completely crush Afraid for the next, for the next 6 rounds, really. They're going to have a lot of money, and sure, Afraid, I don't know. I just don't see it happening. That's why I'm really trying to say Lavender are going to have to pull off something miraculous, but Afraid have no problem pressing the issue. Trade out with one player, and Dave has been a menace in these past couple of rounds, seriously. I feel like he's just always finding the perfect amount of kills. A double in that last round, a single right over here to stop the banana push, and just kind of swing the momentum back in his team's favor. Now Lavender have it all to play for. Nubage, yes, I am casting a match at, in about half an hour. Oh, good trade through from Benji. Maybe there still is life yet in Lavender, but they're going to need to clean this one up. almost flawlessly from here on out. It would be a nice little morale boost if they win this one. But still, there's so much that they need to play for. Again, 6 rounds is the difference between these two at the moment, and Bomb hasn't even snuck its way up towards A. You see Sun is just watching for any banana aggression, but Dave will not budge until he gets the information that he needs. Dave has spotted one, tossed down a Molotov, and he wants to go for the peak, but decides against his better judgment. 30 seconds now. Lavender, it isn't looking very likely for them to try to come out on top of this one. Dave has the potential to shut it out right here, right now. Initial Krieg spray misses, and he actually might get killed because of it, excuse me. Flash through CT. Wait a second, maybe this is going to be a bit interesting. Sun does get the bomb down. We enter a post plant 2-on-2, soon to be a 2-on-1, because Benji immediately takes care of Fancy, and now I didn't think Lavender would have a decent shot at actually winning this round, especially since it was a 3-on-2, but maybe I've been surprised just for the time being, but surprise indeed from Dare. Jump scare Sun. Unfortunately, unable to finish up the job. Benji played that to perfection. But still, there's a long road, an uphill climb for Lavender if they want to bring it to overtime. Afraid they can just kind of sit on their laurels for the time being. Try to really read out what Lavender are trying to, outdo you in. Because they haven't been outdone many times on the CT side. It was looking really, really close for that first half, but second half, it's just been the Afraid show. I'll be more specific. It's really been the Dave and Jeffrey show. I feel like both of them have been doing... I mean, no, it's hard to say. Fancy also did incredible. That 4K. It's kind of telling how this game has been, where I can just point at any individual player in Afraid and say that, hey, they've been doing really well. Lavender, don't get me wrong, they've been having some great plays too, but it just kind of feels like they pale in comparison to everything that Afraid have been doing for the past couple. Hard to, kind of easy to say that when you're against a round differential like this, but still. Truck Lover and Benji watching over towards mid. Truck Lover, I was trying to say, has been the most impressive in the server, I'd say, so far. 10 assists, holy hell. Unfortunately, though, Benji, who was one of the heroes early on in this game, can't find anything. As he dies at mid, and a solid 4 versus 5. Not much time to spare for Lavender either, so wherever they go, it's going to have to be a quickie. But they're sitting stalled behind the smoke, and there's still grenades for so much time to come here. They could just win this round solely off of grenades, Afraid, and that's what makes it so terrifying. Such a terrifying prospect. Dare will choose to hold his fire as Lavender start to storm the site, but it's just going to be a quick crossfire for the double. Dare actually falls, and don't tell me again Lavender are going to be able to take the B-bomb site. They get the bomb down. Dave just balls to the wall. Wants this push right through that CT smoke, but will choose to boost his teammate up on top instead. Jackie spots one over towards start. Wait for the peek. Wait for the initial peek, but he unscopes at the wrong moment. And it comes back to bite him. 2-on-2. Fancy checks his angles, and I don't know what Sun was looking at, but unfortunately doesn't quite react in the way that would make Lavender come out on top of that scenario here. Now it's a 1 versus 1, and Fancy will take it immediate. The trades have been so good. Hey Benji, what's up, dude? Sorry about the game, dude. I'm glad I could at least cast it though. Good luck in your next one. You had some good rounds. Either way, that is going to be a solid victory from Afraid to improve to a 5-4 record in ESEA Season 33 Advanced. With that though, we're not done with Counter-Strike. We have another match coming up relatively soon. It's going to be slightly longer break. It should be about 15 minutes, but it will be for, what's it called? Olympus League, excuse me. It's going to be Recon 5 Green versus ZRO, so you might not want to miss that one. Noobage, take your smoke break. I'm going to take a music break. I'm going to go eat because I am not really eating too much today. Either way, there's still more Counter-Strike where that came from here. I'll see you guys very, very soon. And, yeah. Bye-bye.